Hey, what's going on, guys? I'd like to thank you all for the great interest to one of my previous videos when I was doing my freelance job in the live mode, and you really seems like you really did like that. Lots of likes under that video and lots of nice commentaries like it was useful and so on. So like basing on that, I can conclude that it's kind of more interesting to watch something real rather than when somebody's trying to teach others. And like if we just would bring this idea into the martial arts, it's like a real fight versus technique demonstration. So I guess it's more interesting for you guys to see the equivalent of the real fight. And in this case, this is just like kind of the real world freelance project that I'm currently working on, and just how the things are going on from the empty file to the complete ready-made scraper that I will next send to my client. And that's basically it. So the project I'm currently working on, which regards the UK real estate properties scrapers, is going on actually. And this time my client wants to create the scrapers for the sold houses, just to obtain kind of more data for some machine learning purposes and analytics later on. But the trick here is that within the sold houses web pages, the selectors are kind of different. So that means that when it was the matter of commercial versus residential, it was just a matter of changing the base URL to crawl and changing a couple of settings within the string parameters. But this time we need to completely rewrite the data extraction logic because the structure is different, and also it doesn't have the description. And so let me just better start showing you this stuff instead of explaining, and you will basically dive in more easily in that case. So let's consider some sort of a UK based postcode, and I just click, oh my god, sorry, not for sale. So I'm going to the house prices and the sold house prices, and here let's consider the CR0 UK based postcode and outcode to be exact, basically. So here it is, and here we have the list of sold houses. So you see here that some has the links to the particular listings there, and some doesn't. And also within the listings themselves, there are some that have only images and the map, which would be the source of the latitude and longitude coordinates for our scraper. Well, at least I believe, I hope this would work. And others have the list of key features which are really needed to be scraped, and also the floor plan as well, which is also a field of interest for my current client here. And yeah, latitude and longitude coordinates exactly the same. And then it also has some extra data like the sale date. Well, the property type is probably still the same, and the price paid and this kind of sort. So we probably just scrape this information as well, just for clarity. But still, exactly the same as it was in the previous project, I will try to keep the structure of the scraper's code just like I did in the previous OnTheMarket scraper videos. So here I have the structure. Okay, a new commentary. Hello man. Yes, definitely I can explain, but probably after I stop recording this video. Okay guys, I'm not going to be pausing because of this. I will definitely explain him later on. Okay, the desktop notification from YouTube. Okay, so I'll keep the structure basically. So first we need over the postcodes, which are available here in the JSON file. By the way, I did modify this slightly a bit, so now it loops really over all the UK postcodes. And please know that I also have this UK postcodes converted to the Rightmove specific location identifiers, which is essentially needed because without of this kind of codes, you won't really scrape any data at all. So it's really quite important as well regarding the Rightmove site itself. So this is kind of it. So if you're interested in scraping this kind of sort of information, well, I think it's time to start writing some code. Just before that, I want to say that some houses don't really have the links to the corresponding listings, and I'm not really yet that sure if I should try to somehow scrape them as well or not. So probably I will just drop them for a while, and then later I will ask my client, so if there would be a need to actually get that data as well, I will add some limited information. So that's kind of it. Also, there was a request to scrape some sort of a unique identifier for the properties, and I guess this is the unique identifier, and also it has some unique identifiers regarding the sales. So I'm not really sure which one in particular to pick up here, but well, probably we can take both, and then my client would basically decide which one to pick. Okay guys, so if you're interested, let's actually start writing some code. So in the current working directory, I already have really lots of scrapers I've created regarding this particular project, and now I just created this empty file called soldhouses.py, and let's actually start writing some code. So first we need to import some packages. So first we need to import Scrapy itself, and then from Scrapy import from Scrapy.crawler import crawler process, and then from Scrapy.selector import selector, and this selector is needed just to for the debugging purposes, so in order to avoid torturing the site during creating the data extraction logic, basically. So we will be storing the response to the file, and then we'll be using our local copy of the HTML document in order to extract all the needed data out of that. Also, we'll need to import JSON, probably to print things, and also we need to import the CSV, or do we need the CSV at this moment? So as far as the postcodes are in JSON, no, probably we don't. For some reason I did import it here, but okay, so probably it's just enough. And here let's draft a class for the sold houses. So I just say sold houses class, and just to reference how was named the classes, so commercial sale. So probably I'll call the class just sold houses, and that's kind of it. So okay, let's have class sold houses. Well, probably I will change this later on, I'm not sure. And this would inherit from the Scrapy.spider kind of general purpose spider used in Scrapy. Also we need to provide the name, so this is the scraper name, that would be equal to, well, we can keep this Rightmove basically. And then let me just grab the properties. So we'll need the base URL, page index, string query parameters. Okay, I will just go through this kind of guys in a moment. Okay, so just copying this. Also, quite important thing is to keep the settings preferred by my client here. So he prefers the 2 concurrent requests per domain with a download, oh, not the download timeout, but download delay. Oh my god, didn't he change this in his initial version? Okay guys, just hold on a sec. Okay, I'm sorry guys, just this was the specific, so me and my client has been exchanging this code for quite a bit of time, and somewhere along the way he dropped probably the changes I made after fixing the bug here. I was changing the download timeout to download delay here. Okay, so it's really always well, sometimes it's useful to actually review the code that is already kind of done there. Okay, so definitely, obviously not the timeout, but the download delay here. Okay, so we'll just change this base URL in a moment. So the page index is the counter to keep track of the pages crawled within every single postcode. Parameters before they were taken from here, I believe, commercial from here. But you know, like I probably I will just embed the parameters just right into the scraper itself here. Definitely I will change these values just right in the moment, as far as I will be able actually to see what's the search query, your string search URL would look like, and the headers with the containing the user agent remains the same. Okay, I guess this is it. So okay, now let's move to Rightmove, and this is what I need basically. So okay, I just can probably grab this entire link here. So the very first thing to consider, so I will paste this a couple of times. So paste and detail HTML like this, and now I just kick this away, and now let's go for initializing our parameters. So country, England. Okay, this looks like to be something really new here. Okay, the location identifier is an interesting part, because this is exactly the parameter we're supposed to be getting from this postcodes JSON file from here. Okay, so there would be a loop over all the postcodes available within the start request method, and we'll keep this field empty for a while. Also, the search location, okay, the search location is equal to the postcode itself, which we'll leave empty as well for a while. And the referrer, oh, this referrer is interesting. Not sure why exactly we need this. It's not a header, quite a fun, it's just a string query parameter. Okay, referrer landing page. Well, let it be so if Rightmove insists basically. So yeah, I guess this is it. So now it's time. So now we can define start requests method that would take only the self instance basically, and so here like crawlers entry point. Okay, and now let's see, we need to loop over. Okay, so what I was doing here, let me remember. So yeah, okay, here I was parsing basically the parameters from the JSON file, but as far as I did initialize them like in pre-coded manner, no need for that apparently. JSON loads params. Okay, so here I just converted them to the Python dictionary. And also, okay, so also we need to initialize the postcodes, self postcodes. Okay, great. So yeah, probably before we specify the crawling logic, it's really essential to initialize the postcodes. Well, okay, so we don't need this stuff. Okay, postcodes. So we're opening our postcodes. Okay, and converting them. So here within the start request, let's actually try to print self.postcodes, and I guess I will see the list of those. It's for about 228.92 postcodes. Should have been there. Okay, let me open the terminal. Let me close the unnecessary folders, and here by simply typing Python 3 sold houses.py. I hold my breath. No, it's too early to hold my breath. I didn't yet create the main driver here. That's why it doesn't really work at the moment. So here I create the main driver, and I need to say if name equals to main. And by the way, this is exactly the question asked by one of my subscribers here in the notifications that you might have seen in the beginning of this video. So for those of you who have no idea what is this needed for, actually, let me explain, please. So this is needed. So here, this part that actually creates the crawler process instance and then runs the crawls and starts the crawling process in general. So this code would run only in that case, assuming this line. Oh my god! So assuming this line exists, this code would run only in that case if user actually starts says like I did here, like Python 3 and then the file name.py. So in this case it would fire, okay? But in case if you say want to use this class in order to just import this to some sort of a different document, like say I'm doing this but like say here run in parallel. So here I'm just importing this kind of spiders, but when I just import it, it doesn't start crawling automatically. Instead it just do nothing basically. It just imports the instance, not the instance, but the class itself, and that's it. And then we can work with those classes and then provide the crawling logic and so on. So the idea of actually providing this if name equals to main is needed just to run the scrapers only in case if you're running them from the file directly. But in case if you just want to import this kind of scraper to some sort of a file you're working with, in that case it won't run by default. So that's the simple idea behind this mysterious line if name equals to main. Okay, so let's create the instance of the crawler process and say process.crawl and provide the name. The sold houses is the name of the class we've just created. I hope I have spelled this correctly. Sold houses seems like it is. Okay, and then say process.start. And again, like this kind of stuff is basically done only for the debugging purposes. So when my client would run the bulk of scrapers, this kind of wouldn't work really. So he would just import all the classes and then he would just run either all the scrapers in parallel or in queue, regarding how exactly he would like to do this in the case when he will be doing this. Okay, so well, now it's actually time to hold my breath and try to run this. Okay, didn't yet learn to type Scrapy correctly, but where exactly? From Scrapy selector, okay. Yeah, it's not iterable, it's okay. So yeah, so here we have our postcodes being initialized, just pretty nice. Okay, yeah, so let's move on from here basically. So the very first thing to consider, yeah, first we need to specify the file name that would be storing our data to, and in this case we're starting to the output folder that is available here in the project as well. So if you're doing this from scratch, you need to create the output folder in order to actually being able to work with this sort of code. So okay, oh my god, what? Just forgot what I want to do. Okay, providing the file name, great. So providing the file name, we will call this sold houses, and then the date time. Okay, did I import the date time? No, I didn't. So we need to import the date time module as well. Okay. And as far as the file name is being done. Okay, so the count is local variable in the namespace of the start requests. Okay, let me just grab this code and then I will just recall my memory by understanding what exactly in particular it is doing actually. So so this is gonna be the postcodes count, by the way. So okay, so now we're looking for item in self postcodes, and we need the item location identifier, and we initialize in the self location parameters. Okay, what self params? Okay, this one. So we initialize in this kind of dictionary in the class inner class field with the item location identifier. Okay, great. So URL would be okay. I also need to import the URL lib apparently. So import URL lib, save. And I don't want to yield any requests at the moment. I don't want to. Yeah, so I don't need this debugging stuff. And so the base URL plus URL encode self crawl URL equals URL. I'm not sure what is this self crawl URL is needed for. I don't really remember this, so I will just comment this out because I don't really remember why exactly what exactly this is needed for. Well, probably there was something in my mind when I was writing this. Okay, and we increment the count as far as we went through one of the postcodes, but is this really needs to be done here? Yeah, as far as we did. But hold on a sec, we're actually passing our count. So no, it's the slightly wrong place. So we need actually to update the count after yielding the request. So before actually yielding anything, okay, so I'll just delete this scroll URL because I don't really remember what exactly is that needed for. And now let me just try to print the URL itself. So we're not crawling anything, we just probably will get a list of URLs. And I just want to compare those URLs if they are actually workable. So let's consider this one. I just copy. So I just want to see if it's similar to this kind of one. So not to that one, but to this one. So house prices in ZE3, and yeah, it seems like here are some properties. Not really much available yet, but still, yeah, this seems to be just kind of fine. Okay, so let's try also to add a break here, so we'll be crawling only the first postcode. In our case this would be AB10 after, and so don't print this URL anymore, and here we'll just yield in our request. Okay, so what we got here, so the URL equals to URL, so it's the base URL plus parse the URL lib.parse.url encode. What this kind of method does, it takes the Python dictionary as an argument and creates this to the string query parameters like this, guys. So like this question, or not the question mark, but yes, like country equals England and location identifier equals outcome and all this stuff. So if you see here, actually this is it. So am I right? Hold on a sec. Just started having some doubts. Hold on, guys. So URL Okay, we were just printing this. So yeah, so this question mark basically comes from the base URL right here. I guess if we just remove this question mark, it would still bring that as well. Not really that sure, but probably. And all the rest of stuff, so country equals England, country equals England, and location identifier equals outcode, blah blah blah, and this is it. Search location. Okay, so here is the problem with the search location. It's not equal to anything basically, and seems like it's not a big deal, right? We could have also made that as well. Well, it won't probably affect much really, but just hold on a sec. Let me just think. So yeah, we can actually add here like self params, and how is that called? Search location. Search location equals to item postcode, and let me just try to print the URL again and not yield the request. Okay, so what? Something has definitely gone wrong here. Okay, non-type is not iterable. No, it's not that. Oh, I just break. Okay, so I get the only one. Okay, this one. So location identifier, search location AB10. Yeah, now it looks exactly the same as on Rightmove. You know, like from the HTTP request perspective, it probably doesn't really matter that much, but in terms of avoiding getting banned, well, even though I didn't get banned from Rightmove until this time yet, so I don't really remember those accidents. There were no of them basically, but still it's better to have like exactly the same. So search string query parameters within the search URL. So search location equals AB10. Okay, so like here search location was equal CR0 and refer landing page. Okay, great. So now I really like this even more. Okay, so what's regarding the yield in the request here? So URL equals to URL, which is okay. Headers equals to self headers, which are this guy, so only the user agent is being specified. Okay, and now we're using the media container, which is a part of the HTTP request in Scrapy. Not the HTTP request, but the request object, which would be later available in the response object in the parse method. So here we're using the postcode, and it's the item postcode just to specify the postcode within the data where it's supposed to store. Okay, the file name, we have the file name. Yes, here is the file name, and also the count to provide some debugging information. And also here we're calling the callback function as far as Scrapy is using asynchronous twisted internet library for making outgoing HTTP requests. So it needs the callback function needs to be specified. But well, let's call this parse links basically, and the second parse method will be called parse listings, just as we did on Rightmove. Okay, so well, I guess this is kind of it, and if we just so parse property links, so def parse links, and here takes the self instance as always in Python and the response object, and here I would like just to print the response object. Well, could actually simply pass here, but still. Okay, so just to make sure we're getting the right response of the status code 200. So I say the response, and that's basically the response. It's maybe just even response.status. Okay, so just to make sure that our request is being done just kind of fine. Okay, we got the response to 100, which is perfectly well. Okay guys, so now it's time to extract the links for the given properties, these guys. So let me just go back to the code here. So yeah, so one important thing here, so we are extracting all the data we have forwarded via the media container. So let's actually initialize these variables. We'll need them later on in order to provide a decent debugging information during the scraping process. Okay, and then so here is the so yeah, this logic is to just extract the links for every single property listing, and this logic would be used actually to handle the pagination, but this I'll cover this a little bit later on. Okay, so yeah, did it? Okay, I didn't forget to initialize the page index to 0 every time we loop over the next post code. Okay, so here we say extract property listings and save. So I'm not going to use the selectors here because the extracting of the only link is not really that difficult. So I'll just simply inspect the elements, and I need to find the selectors for this kind of link here. So we have div class property card content. Okay, by the way, I just want to make sure maybe the selectors are the same. Div property card wrapper, property card link. Is the selector the same? Property card. Yeah, here is no property card wrapper actually. It's just the property card. Oh, it's just the, oh, that was the previous one. Okay, so we need property card, and with the property card maybe even property card content is fine, and we're looking for the A tag there. Okay, so let's try to make use of this one. So if I just simply say for card in response.css, I'm using the CSS selectors here, div class property card content. So I'm trying to loop over all of these guys, and well, let's first try to print card.css, and I'm looking for the A tag and the attribute of href, and I want to get 1 because it's the only one there. So let's try to check that data extraction logic out. It doesn't seem to work. Quite a fun. Okay guys, so seems like things are getting even more interesting now. So even though we can't see these elements using the inspect option of the browser, if you just have a look at the source code, you see that basically no view elements are available, but just the bare kind of script, which is not even a script. It seems to be like a div. So it doesn't even seem okay. Div with an id equals to content. So all our data basically is kind of hidden within this script, and probably then later on it is rendered using the front-end JavaScripts somehow. So now I just need to understand where exactly the links are, and trying to grab this entire text and then just trying to extract the links out of this text. So quite a bit non-trivial, but still I believe interesting. So let me just close this unnecessary okay, so AB10, yeah, this unnecessary tabs here. So just copy link address and try to find this address over here. Okay, so detail URL, and also, you know, like quite a tricky thing here, and quite a nice thing that we already have the latitude and longitude just right over in here, and probably so also we have the price, and you know, like basically it's kind of technical decision here for me to take at the moment, if I'm supposed to grab the latitude and longitude just right from here, or from within a map over here, so from this kind of tab. But this is just, well, at least before I have encountered this sold houses, it was all within the view elements, but here I don't even know if it is still like that. So let me just try to see if the title is actually the title or it's also hidden within some sort of a JavaScript. Okay, seems like the title is okay, and let's try to find the latitude and longitude coordinates. Okay, it seems like it has some. It really seems like it has some, but I guess it would be really easier to extract the coordinates from the initial distance, yeah, rather than from this script, as far as they are both are kind of text. So we'll be forwarding data through the different layers of scraping in this example. Okay, so displayed price, sold date. So probably I believe we could have kind of make use of the most of data here. Okay, so house prices, so we don't need this one for now. And so the image URL seems to be this guy, which is not really that, I don't need the thumbnail, I need the full size images, but all the rest, so display like 300 pounds, for which one is that? The 300 pounds, I'm not sure. 300 pounds, well, it doesn't matter really that much, but let me just, okay, probably this one, 300 pounds, so January 29, yeah, this is it. So okay, so first let's try to obtain this div basically. And you know, like I said that I won't be storing this response to file because that's trivial to extract the links, but as far as it's not trivial and we're not going to extract only links now but more data, I will actually implement this tiny little logic here of yeah, so we don't need this code anymore. So let me comment this out for a while as well, because we are not going to, because the selector doesn't have the meta container inside. So here I just say debug selectors, and I'll remove this lines of code in the production version of course. So I need to create the response object that will mimic this response, but this would be the type of the selector, and the text equals to content, the variable that we'll create just right in a moment. So I say the content equals to nothing, and here for with open response dot .html, we want to read the file stream as file for line in f.read. We need to say content plus equals line, and now this should work. But before we go for this sort of stuff, first we need actually to write. Okay, so first we need to say with open response.html, we want now to write the file stream as file and say f.write, and I guess this is it. So I will just try to run this one more time, and here I hope to see the response.html file there appearing. Okay, so yeah, response.html. What? Oh oh my god, what have I done? Of course I didn't write anything, obviously. Oh my god, response.text. Sorry guys, really sorry for this. Now this should work. Yeah, reload please. Now it's so huge that, yeah, my browser is gonna die now. My text editor is gonna die. Okay, just pause the recording for a while. Okay, fortunately I did manage not to restart my computer after this. Okay, so now we have the content within the ris.html file. So now we go to the debugging process basically. So we need to command this lines for a while and simply say sold houses dot parse links. So we're just calling this method, and that's kind of it. So we're providing the sold houses instance in order to be able to reference the inner methods and fields of the class, and let's fake the response because we're initializing the response just later on over here. So this guy is the selector at the moment, so but let's just try to print this, and this should have output that some selector object. Okay, yeah, we get the selector object. Brilliant. Okay, so from now on here we need to extract basic features. Okay, so here we'll be providing our data extraction logic, and then I guess we'll just we'll just remove this lines of code, and the response would be exactly the same as this one, even though it's the HTTP response object and this is the selector object, but the selector features like say res.css would be available in both cases. So yeah, let's first so I would like to create another content variable, but well, let's call this, let me just actually say how exactly it's called content. Okay, main content. Okay, let's call this variable basic features. That would be able res.css and div, and we want the div with the ID equals to content. Or we probably can just reference by class, but probably okay, let's first try to reference by ID, and if this doesn't work we'll move on just using the class instead of the ID attribute. And we want to extract, oh my god, what am I doing? No, not extracting the text. No, we want to extract the text like this, and we want to get the only element because this is the only element here. And now just try to print basic features, and I hope to see that script in the console now. Whoa, it says it's not. This is really strange, to be honest. I'm not sure why exactly. ID equals content. Oh my god, what am I? Oh fuck, what am I doing? Of course it's not a div. Man, how could I? Okay, sorry, of course it's the script. I saw this as the script, but for some reason, oh my god, I can't see anything at the moment. Okay, it's the script, man. Shame on me, guys, shame on me. I'm really sorry. Okay, so we're looking for the script, and in this case we'll probably go slightly bit different way here. So we're not going to extract the text at the moment, or yeah, no, we will extract the text, but we try to get all basically, which would return us a list of all the available scripts, but we want to filter them using the list comprehension technique. So I say script for script in response CSS and all this stuff if and now we need to find some sort of a unique well, probably this string is unique enough. Okay, copy this. So if this kind of stuff is in script, and now I hold my breath, and okay, before I hold my breath I need to convert this to the string, because yeah, we don't need to work with a list there. So now I hope to see okay, yeah, seems like exactly the same data we need there. Great, this is now starts getting really great. And as far as this sort of a format is not really kind of JSON standard, but this is the JavaScript basically. But it didn't ever specify. Well, okay, let me just try to understand if I can somehow easily to can I somehow easily to convert this to JSON using the JSON module. So if I hold on a sec. Well, guys, I don't really promise that the trick I've just invented would work, but I guess copy. I just want to get rid of this part and try to convert it. So I just want to say basic features dot split, and I want to split them by this stuff, and this would be actually the only element, right? So okay, let me just try to print this stuff first to see how it looks like. I'm not really sure. I will go this way. Now why this doesn't? Okay, maybe just something wrong with the index in there. Okay. I'm just wondering, is there more than one element? Okay. Oh my god. Just don't insert anything. Okay. So I'm trying to alter this basic feature slightly a bit at the moment, and I just want to see the length of the basic features. I'm really wondering if so how much. Okay, 2. then why, if it's kind of 2, that there definitely has to be the index of 0. I mean, really, but it's empty, and the index of 1. Okay, so let's try the index of -1, like means the very last one. Okay, and now I hold my breath and I try to, okay, so I can actually say -1 over here, right? Okay, and now I just want to try to convert this to the Python dictionary. I'm not sure if it works, but still it's worth trying, if only it uses the double quotes, not the single quotes. It seems like it is. Okay, so I say JSON dot loads and the basic features. So is this gonna work? Oh my god, this works! Oh my god, okay. This is really surprisingly cool. Okay, so I can say like JSON, I'm not sure if this is gonna work for all the pages basically, but I really hope so. JSON dot loads. Well, in any case, it's still an interesting experience to consider. And the basic features. So here I just want to say JSON dot dumps and the basic features. So I can specify the indentation equals to 2 spaces in order to pre-print this response. Okay, now we have really lots of data. Really lots of data. Okay, property to rent, property to sale, but this is really strange. So okay, so first I just want to find out if this is the list, or what kind of data type is this actually. So just want to see the type of basic features. Well, I guess it's the list. I really guess so. Oh, it's a dictionary. Oh my god. Okay, if this is a dictionary, then we can actually ask him to type all the keys. So we'll see the list of those. So results, sidebar, search location, search parameters, blah blah blah. So probably we need the results, right? So yeah, JSON dumps, basic features, and okay, now we can probably say like basic features equals to basic features indexed by the results. Okay, so now I guess the data would be smaller. Oh, thanks Dr. Pie for commenting my video. Thanks, man. Oh, okay. Oh my god, someone liked my commentary. Yeah. Starts getting activity on YouTube. Yeah. Has floor plan, display price. I still can't get the you know, guys, what's the problem here? I still can't really get the structure of this object. It's really so damn long. Okay, so here now we need the properties, and this is the list. Okay, great. So basic features, results. So now let's try to reference the properties like this. And as far as this is gonna be the list, we'll probably try to reference the very first element. Okay. Oh, this is now getting really better. So address. Oh my god, still, why so many data? Like, hold on a sec, I just can't understand where it ends and where it starts the new one. This is really strange. So the basic features from now on should be a type of list, right? Oh, that's because, okay, of course I don't really need this. Yeah, of course. So this is it basically. Okay, the address, which is great, the property type. Okay, bedrooms, bathrooms, images, image URL, we don't need that. And the link, detail, okay, so this is it, the detail URL. So probably we need to pick up only those that actually have the detail URL. But I'm just wondering why. Okay, so not so let's basically now try to loop over basic features. So loop over links, over, no, it's not the basic features basically. It's better to call this properties. Let's call this properties. Yeah, because here we have properties at the very end. Okay, so this seems to be more logical. Okay, so and now we can say here, we can say loop over properties, and for property, what is the property keyword in Python? Are you kidding me, man? Property in, or is it just, oh my god. Oh, is the property the keyword in Python? Why does it highlight it this way? Okay, let's try in properties. Okay, sorry, I need to turn on my heater because it's really getting cold here. I'm out of city now, in my country house. Okay, so now let's try to print. Let's basically say JSON dot dumps and property and indentation equals to 2 spaces. So let's have a look. Basic features is not defined. Properties. It should have been somewhere else. Yeah. Okay. So we need so detail URL. So now we can say basically if property. So I'm not sure why where that's this syntax highlighted is coming from, but still, for some reason it does highlight this property. Is this a keyword in Python? I have no idea, to be honest. Okay, so detail URL. Let me check the spelling here. So detail URL. So we can say, well, actually, if the detail URL is available, right? So in this case, we just want to have what key error detail URL. Oh my god, what did I spell wrong there? Oh, URL. Yeah, URL is spelled slightly a bit wrong here. Okay, not the capitals, but from the uppercase. Okay, now we have all the detail URLs available. Okay. Okay. So now we can probably start storing the sensitive data that we would like to forward here. So eventually we won't really need to extract the address and the price. I'm not sure, by the way, what are these prices. So maybe this are different prices that being actually being sold in different times. Yeah, well, it seems like regarding the date basically. So okay, so we will need to parse this sort of table. Okay, I will be parsing this sort of a table later on, probably. Yeah, because it's really sensitive. So residential paste register in Scotland. Well, probably I guess I can scrape that. Sale date. If there was only one, I could not doing that. But on the other hand, as far as well, but do we have this? I guess my client doesn't really care about Register of Scotland, I believe. So do I have this display price, display sold date, sold? So here is kind of lots of lots of cells. Okay, it's really a lot. So it's basically the very last one. Okay, so 123, 88, 119, 6 August, probably not the same data. Oh my god. 21st July 17, February, so no, it's definitely not this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's called the transactions. Well, I guess I can simply just pass this data as is. Has floor plan. Don't care about that. Number of bedrooms and bathrooms. Probably don't care about that as well. Well, you know what, guys? I believe we can just pass the entire property to the media container, and that's literally it. So yeah, I guess that's the way I'm supposed to follow. And you see, like it's all the real world programming is all about taking decisions along the development process, and it's the skill itself basically. So being able to take the right decisions along. But me personally, not really always taking the right decisions, and quite often it happens that I need to make everything from scratch again, or just changing something. But that's basically the working process. It's just fine. Okay, so now let's try to print this guide. So property detail URL, copy and paste. So eventually we'll get a list of details here. So now we will be crawling these guys in order to extract the detailed data out of them. So yeah, and let's go back to our existing code. So here I need, the loop over the property links basically. So we got it over in here, and we need this. I need this yield stuff, so just copy this, and I don't need to print anything anymore over in here. Paste. Also I'll need to provide, we will still need to provide the crawl next page logic, but that would happen later on. So okay, URL should be equal to this property link, and paste. Headers are the same, meta is the same, we'll just add a new element there, and parse listings. Yeah, so up to this, guys, we also want to add, let's call this again like property, and here we'll specify the property object, the entire property object, and I think this would be just kind of nice. Well, okay, so save, and yeah, so here like crawl next page, but this, I'll cover this slightly bit later on. So here dev parse listings, which would be the callback function for this this request, and see, we're not really making new request, but using the Scrapy specific response.follow method in order to crawl the links recursively, which is really nice. So again, the self instance and the response object as well. So pretty cool here, believe it or not. Okay, and we don't want to bring the response, or do we? I just don't want to take the very first one. I just want to take the one containing so let me explain what I mean, guys. So if I just break the loop after the very first one, so if I say break over here, which I will basically, yeah, so I say just break, and this would the response would contain the very first link, which doesn't contain the features which I would like to be available for the data extraction, because yeah, so it's only the map here. So what I will do now is I will probably just try to manually store, okay, no features again. What is this? No, it's disclaimers, not interesting. Okay, maybe this guy. Oh, so many transactions, oh my god. And floor plans, yeah, it's really nice that it has the floor plans, but no, I just want the features. I just want the features, key features. God, does anyone have the key features here? Come on, you're kidding me, man. Has to be the key features list somewhere. I swear I saw them. So not available. Not available. Oh my god, he's kidding me. Why the key features are not available? Okay, maybe it's because of the postcode. What kind of postcode? Okay, let's go to CR0 basically. Probably I've seen a couple over there. So even though it's not available everywhere, still it's really useful. Yeah, thank God, key features. So this is what I was talking about. So I'm not really sure if I have a look at the page source, probably no view elements, but let me just check that. So is the list item gonna appear over here? So just find, paste. Yes, list items, great. So yeah, so we'll make use of this kind of particular property to extract data from as the template. So now I need to save as and go into the current working directory, Rightmove, spiders, house price history. Yeah, I'll call this response.html and just overwrite, replace, and not to forget, no, sorry, not this one. Also, he just create this files folder, which I don't really want in the production version. It contains some CSS classes and scripts that works on the page, things like that. Yeah, after a while of recording this like videos, I'm really tired of talking, to be honest. Okay, so spiders, response files, res files, yeah, just delete this, don't need this. So now our res.html would contain the data for this sort of a property listing here. Okay, so here within the parse listings, we need to copy this sort of stuff. We would also need, yeah, okay, so probably we're not, I'm just not sure if I would be able to, okay, so yeah, let's just do it this way. From now on, I guess we don't really need this code, and we can command these guys to actually being able to pass them through the response.follow method. And here, instead of parse links, would be parse listings. Okay. And again, the response.html. And one last thing is this line, which I forgot to add. And let's try to print. Oh, Dr. Pi, you're welcome, man. Sorry, I'm recording the video. I'll check this out later on. Okay, print response. So I hope this is the selector now. What? Oh my god. What the fuck is this? Unicode decode error. Oh fuck. Yeah, that's because I've stored. Okay, just hold on a sec. Okay, so I will go for some sort of a trick now in order to obtain this file in a slightly different way and to get rid of those Unicode characters. So let's go to the browser and grab the link, and I just want to create. Oh no, basically, can I just invoke the Python interpreter, import requests, and say response equal requests dot get, and specify the URL, and try to print the response. Okay, this is fine, and I'll say with open response.html, I want to write the file stream as file, and say f.write response.text. You're kidding me, man. Oh, fuck. Sorry, not to read, but to write. Yeah, great. So now we have our response object again, and I guess now this should work. Yeah, great. So now the selector has been initialized successfully, which means that from now on we can actually grab the data. And also remember that we have some interesting details within the property. So let me recall which in particular. So we had this. Okay. title, address, and yeah. So let's first try to grab these images, key features, and the floor plan, and then all the rest we'll try to take out of the forwarded data from the previous layer of scraping. Okay, so as my client also asked me, so I just want to keep these features. I just want to keep these features look like. Will I need this? Yeah, I will. Try to keep the same names for the feature keys. So okay, don't need this currently. So extract features. Okay, and I just pause the record and get rid of all of this stuff. So I'll be doing things like this. So just pause the recording for a while. Okay guys, so you're in this process of removing the unnecessary selectors from the previous, from one of my previous projects. You know, I just realized that there is no bunch of elements like agent information, full description, because it's already solved basically. So we only can make use of the key features, not sure regarding the floor area, and price, address, title, and that's literally it. So, you know, like, and by the way, regarding the prices, I guess that the very latest price really makes sense, because it's specific to the current market situation, basically. Well, I might be wrong though, but what I've actually managed to find here, that here it contains this for sale unique identifier, and I'm not really sure. So well, let me just show you this. So if we just copy this guy and go into Rightmove and try and just oh my god guys, I've just realized that I wasn't recording. I don't know for how long. Okay, as far as I don't really remember where exactly did I stop. Let me just explain this one more time. So what I'm trying to do now is, it turns out that within the detail URL from here, oh my god, from here, no, not from here. Did I close that? Oh man. Okay, let's start from the very beginning again. So we're looking for the sold houses prices. Let's try to pick a district, and if we take one, then here we'll see these two elements, the prop and the sale identifiers. So now I'm trying to extract this prop identifier in order to get the corresponding property. It's not always exactly the same. Well, now it is basically. Yeah, see, like these pictures. Yeah, these pictures are the same. So in order just to extract the data out of this page, which I already have the selectors written for. So, and I was talking about that I need to actually notify my client regarding this option being available for us. And as far as we're looking for data only, well, this should work, I believe. So it seems like the links are being extracted correctly. So what I've done here, sorry, just I was sure that the recording was actually available. So here over in this line where I'm extracting this property feature out of URL string query parameters. So I'm extracting this kind of ID and dynamically generating this kind of like link. So property for sale and all this stuff, but it's not always for sale. For some reason it often appears to be like for rent as well. And if here we'll change this as like for to let, which is the Rightmove specific for the rent properties, it won't find anything, because just to make sure what I'm talking about, let's do it a different way. So CR0 to rent, property to rent, not to let. Okay, to rent, still the same basically, right, regarding this ID, but it was in the sale as well, so probably it's available in both. And it's really hard, so as far as we're looking for sold houses, it's quite logical to view them in for sale rather than in to rent area. But nevertheless, okay, so, and as far as we get these links, now we can crawl for this links. So let me just try to crawl the very first one. I'm not providing the crawl next page at the moment, and now I just try to grab the entire parse listing method from my Rightmove scrapers I've created before, and I really hope and think that this should have basically extract all the needed data out of that. I'm not sure, but I just want to try this. So paste. So first I just want to try this, and if it works I would be really happy, and the project is nearly done basically. So I'm extracting the coordinates, all the stuff. So the only thing we need in the within the sold house is probably the links for the actual properties. Okay, so let's try the sold houses one more time. What? Didn't like something. Okay, we need to import the regular expressions module here. So like this. I don't even remember what exactly I needed that for. Media attribute content. There's no attribute split. Line 108. This is interesting. Why it doesn't? You mean like it doesn't have the address? But hold on a sec. Okay, So parse listing, okay, parse listing. So probably can get rid of this properties because we don't need them. So getting back to the initial implementation, property ID link. Oh, that's because I need to specify this link here. Yeah, now it should work. Okay. Okay, seems like we got some data. Oh my god, so sweet. So damn fucking sweet. Cool. And add features and velocity, longitude, and floor plan is not available here, but it is available somewhere else for sure. Okay. Well, this is really starting getting interesting, man. Guys, okay, so like a bunch of code actually works pretty well here. Well, yeah, it's not really that good that I didn't have an opportunity to explain all of this code basically, but you know, like it's not a web scraping tutorial, but how I actually really working on this project. You can actually see my OnTheMarket and Zoopla web scraping tutorials where I'm actually showing how exactly to extract the data out of there. So it's just the format. This format doesn't disallow me copy pasting my own code basically. Okay, I'm just wondering. So yeah, I did break after creating the very first link. So let's try to avoid doing that and trying to actually grab all the properties available there. So yeah. It doesn't work for some. I'm not sure why. Oh, probably I just... Okay, so... Yeah, now it's much better. So he couldn't really handle all the stuff there, but that's fine. Okay. So, well, I believe that the very last thing left here is actually to implement this crawl next page logic. Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay, so where did he have the troubles? So CSS meta attribute content, meta attribute content. Oh, and that's because, so yeah, I could have, yeah, I've taken the address from the meta SEO related stuff, but let's try to take this from address. Can we take this just directly from the address? Okay, no, meta item prop street address still. Meta item prop address country, and which one in particular do I take? Do I use meta attribute div cell address meta attribute content? So okay, so I'm taking this one, the very first one, and the content attribute item prop street address. can actually specify that as well. So just copy and say here item prop to make it a little bit more precise. Street address. Okay, let's try this one more time. Probably doesn't help regarding the this issue, but still it's more accurate way of doing things. So yeah, noun type. And which one in particular? So let's have a look at the URL resolving that error. And okay, same. So you may don't have any address here. Oh, so this is because the property has been removed, which means that we can enclose all this code within the try catch try except statement. Do we need that really? So here I say listing doesn't exist anymore, and here we say basically try, and we mean like extract data if listings still exist. Okay, now probably it won't show us any, yeah, now it doesn't show any issues here, just the Berkrelin. Yeah, this is now great. Well, I like this, I really like this, but why is this so slow? Well, that's probably because of this settings set by my client. Okay, so no need for this stuff anymore, no need for this one, delete. Okay, sorry guys, at the same time during recording this video I'm rotating this stuff in my mind regarding how exactly am I supposed to compose the message to my client, explaining what I have just explained to you guys. Believe it or not. And I feel like I already need some beer basically, because really kind of feeling tired. Okay, so at the moment if we just remove this break statement, we'll be able probably to loop over all of the postcodes. Okay, so sorry, my mind is starting to work really slowly after recording all of this video. And yeah, I guess that now we need to specify this curl next page logic. I really doubt it works without altering, but let me explain what we're doing here. So we're increasing the page index by 24, and which means, okay, this might suck in our particular case, so let me better just double check this, because yeah, why not work? So let me just go to the page number 2. If the ID is the same. Oh fuck! Oh, page number 2. Okay, so that logic really sucks. Okay, CR0 HTML page number 2. What was it we're writing here? It was like, oh god, search location, CR0, our landing page, and if we just say, and just wondering if it works. And page equals 2. Can we trick Rightmove this? Oh. Did we just trick him? Trick it, sorry. Oh, it seems like we did. Okay, so we can just append the page. Great, and the very last thing I would like to have a look at is basically how we can get the number of total pages here. So, of 40 span class pagination label, and if we have this span of the class pagination label here, probably we don't. That would be great, but probably we don't. Oh man, pagination. Okay, this one, inspect pagination label. Let me copy and paste. So it doesn't work. Pagination, current, first, last. Okay, it seems like we can grab this pagination out of the script, which is script. Oh, the same script basically. So we can already have that script, and we can basically do this once in the above level or layer even. Okay, this is getting interesting. Okay, so literally we don't need to increase the page index. We can still leave this name page index, but we just can increase this by 1. Initially page index should be 1 because the second page will be page 2, not the page 1. Okay, and what else? So here, okay, and here is the reason for using this scroll URL. Yeah, what I've just deleted previously. So here's page string self page index and self crawl URL copy here URL, and but hold on a sec, the crawl URL no, we don't need that. I guess we don't need that really. We can use just the response URL instead. Can't we? I guess we can. Response.url plus page. And so total pages, I will try to get the total pages from the previous layer. So the total pages would be equal to response dot meta dot get, and let's call this pages. We didn't yet pass it though. Didn't pass it through though. Okay, so I'll just get done with this. So first I just want us to make sure that the next page is okay, but basically not exactly like I've typed here. As far as it's calling itself recursively, yeah, we need this still. So if page index is less than int total pages, Okay, so let's specify the total pages equals to 10 for now. Just hard code a value to see, just to see the next page. Okay, and we don't need to yield anything here. So now let's try to run this. So I want to see the next next URL. 0 of 10. What is that? 0 of 10. Of 10. Oh, it's this log. Page index. Oh, we just didn't print that, so just gonna print next page and the next page here. 1 of 10. Yeah, but that condition doesn't probably fire as well. Yeah, it doesn't fire really. Okay, so, but did it just bring the next page? Okay, at least. My god, not handle, not load. What's wrong with this one? No idea why it's not available. Well, I'll handle this later on, definitely. Okay. Okay, so next page. Did I print the next page? Okay, here it is. So yeah, page equals to 1. No, it's wrong. It needs to be equal to 2. So self page index plus equals 1. Oh, that's because I've reset the page index here. So now this should work nicely. Yeah, 2 of 10. Great, but hey, what a... Oh my god, it stopped actually crawling this. Did Rightmove just ban me? I'm not really sure about that. Well, okay, so now I need actually to... Yeah, now I need to handle this pagination. Self page index is less than total pages. But I'm wondering why this doesn't go in later on. Okay. Yes, I really don't like that I'm getting this 410 error. I need to check what exactly that status code means basically. But even more strange that we're not going to crawl the next pages for some reason. Okay. So for the first thing to consider, we can just not crawl in the data for a while as far as we are debugging the pagination crawling. So next page. So this was crawled successfully. Okay. 2 of 10. 10 is hard-coded. Why it's not going anymore? Oh, yeah, now it doesn't, because this line should be enabled. So the next page, headers, meta. Oh, did I add something to meta? I don't remember. File name, count. Seems like not really. Oh, I wanted to add to meta. Yeah. Yeah, but instead of doing that, I would probably just yeah. Here, item postcode. Yeah, I didn't yet do it based. Oh, hold on, just properties. It's within in here, so no need to. Okay. Okay. Self request. Yeah, now it should probably crawl through. It should crawl through, but doesn't. I'm really tired, guys. Okay. So again, we're going to the very first postcode and cancel. What are you doing, man? So we're going for the very first postcode and calling the parse links, going to parse links, doing all this stuff, and try to crawl the next page. We're printing the next page. Oh, this fails. Okay, this line fails. That's why we're not going anywhere. Okay, let's try this again. Still doesn't work. Okay. Not implemented error. Parse callback is not defined. Yeah, okay, this is because we call this parse links. Okay, parse links. Okay, now this should work, definitely. Okay, now we're crawling for the pages. Great. And now, yeah. Next page is just fine. I can't see the status code, but yeah. Page 2, yeah, this is just fine. Fine, okay. So now we need to print. So total pages. What is this login actually? Oh, the postcode of postcodes. Okay, so total pages, which is available, and what else? Postcode, count, length. So I'm just wondering what's gonna run in here. Postcode, file name, count. Total pages, postcode, count, and length of self postcodes. Wondering. Okay, so the next page seems to be just fine. Here we say increment page number. Okay, and so total pages is about to be to debug. So I will debug this soon. I will make the selector for obtaining this sort of a number. Okay, but before that, Yeah, probably just fine. Okay, so here I'm looking for the CR0. Let's have a look at the very first one. So outcode 1 and AB10. Okay. No, house prices, sold house prices, AB10. I need to extract the number of total pages here, so 40. We got 40 here. So we just have a view page source and find pagination, so we need to find the script first. Okay, we already got that script. And hold on a sec. Did we just... I believe that we did actually convert it. We did convert it to JSON object, did we? Definitely we did. So properties. So as far as we don't really... Okay, we need this properties results, but we can handle the pagination like... Okay, yeah. So property, not the properties results, but... Yeah, I just need two different... So the different names here. Or I can just basically double this. Yeah, well, no, it's not a good idea to double, make duplications within the code. So how can I just call this script. Okay. So if I call this script and this call this script as well, script and properties. So did I break something or it will work? Local variable properties referenced before assignment. Script. No idea why it didn't do anything at all at the moment. Okay. This should have been a list. Okay, great. So we didn't so if I uncomment even with the 210 errors, are you going to crawl this? Oh, now it crawls pretty nicely. So it was the matter of torturing this site basically. Okay, at least this is a good news. So yeah, we don't need this anymore still. I need the total pages but why on earth did it stop? Oh, it's probably because of this line still. For some reason, I'm not sure. Yeah, this line results in error. I don't know what exactly, just in a moment. Yeah, okay. So total pages, what kind of error does it result basically? So I'm really wondering. Land self-post codes. Do we have the self-post codes here? Oh, probably we don't have the self postcodes. But I know that actually that's the fixed number, so we don't need okay, so here the self postcodes. But hold on a sec, self postcodes really exists here. So okay, I just need to bring this line out of try except statement to understand what exactly doesn't work. So as far as we don't have this total pages, just get rid of them. So just trying to realize where exactly the problem is. So okay, here it is, out of, so this works. So it's probably something wrong with the total pages, which is really strange to be honest. Okay, total pages. This is a mystery for me, man. I'm really wondering why it doesn't work. It still doesn't. Okay, let me just try to remove this total pages from here. Will it work now? Yeah, it does. So something is definitely wrong with the total pages. I'm not sure what exactly. Oh, yeah, because it's the integer. And it has to be, yeah, okay, that's because it's the integer. So yeah, I will just get rid of this. As far as we get a string value, it would be just working perfectly well. So if we go to pagination, so how this called search parameter defaults, and the pagination there, so copy, this would be equal to our script here, which is the JSON object already, and indexed by search parameters defaults, and then pagination and last apparently. So pagination last. And now we actually can try to print this total pages. Well, if something is wrong in this kind of line, we won't know, but let's try, maybe it works. Maybe it just works. Okay, something is wrong there. Okay, so let's try to first actually print total pages and total pages. Just trying to understand what exactly we did extract out of there. So it doesn't even. Oh, so the problem is okay. Problem is within the key apparently. Total, okay. So it's not there. Property and sort by dates also, it's the wrong key. Okay. Oh, maybe the pagination is actually the key itself. So if we just try pagination like this, well, this would be nice, really. Yeah, cool. And I need the last here. Last. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Now works. Now it works. So total 40. Okay. Now it's perfect. Okay. So now I should see my debugging information being displayed correctly. Again, it doesn't. Oh man, you kidding me? Oh, come on. Oh, plus total pages. Okay, let's actually try to stringify this finally, and I hope now this works. Probably that's the integer. Yeah, that's probably integer. Yeah, that was the matter of the type. So he prints now, prints the current postcode, total pages postcode, 0 out of 229.82 postcodes. Great. So now we can actually loop through every single property here, and I guess we're done, man. We're done, guys. I guess we're really done here. And then I will also check this for multiple postcodes. Okay, so somewhere there should be another break statement, I believe. Okay, so first let me just try to see if the data is gonna be scraped. Yeah, it seems like. Okay, so he's crawling through the pages. Okay, so let's not torturing Rightmove, and okay, seems like we got our data here. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, I hope my client is gonna like this. Really cool. Okay, so the very last thing is there was a break statement here. Yeah, so now we will be looking over all the available postcodes. So just run this one last time to check if it works, and I would just stop the scraper. So yeah, so we're looping over postcodes as well, as you can see it in here. Great. Also looping over the pages at the same time. It's all done asynchronously, and eventually we'll come to the state where the data should be being scraped, start getting scraped. Yeah. I'm not sure, is it really going to loop over all of the postcodes before ever scraping the data? Oh, okay, it's gonna take the ages. Let me just disable this limits and go with a full-blown speed. Okay, now this is much better, right? So let's scale this again and try one more time. Okay, great, so the data is being extracted. Nice, really nice. Okay, so just put the settings back. Okay guys, well, it seems like the scraper is done, and I will send this to my client and explain these details I've been through in the email, and I think he would be really happy about this. So yeah, probably everything else that I can think and talk about doesn't really won't be really interesting to you guys. So I congratulate those of you guys who has followed this tutorial till the very end with me. Yeah, and also I'm not actually I can't provide you the source code because it's actually it's my client's property basically. So the only way to obtain the working source code of this for this tutorial is actually to follow it from the very beginning to the very end. And the very last thing that I will probably do in this video is, as far as I didn't really write a single line of code regarding the parse listings, let me just quickly run through this and explain how it works, and also you will be able to type this from screen. So let's start. So here we're trying actually to extract the features for all the so if you just go to the page to some sort, we don't really need to go from here, but let me just try grab some URL. So copy, paste, and yeah. Oh, I did something horrible. Okay, so we are scraping ID, URL, postcode. So the ID is this kind of number. URL is the entire string, which is pretty self-explanatory. So the postcode has been forwarded from the previous response over here. So the postcode is being forwarded within the media container. Okay. Then we extract the title. So this part is pretty trivial. You can just inspect the elements and see the names for the classes. I will just show you one, so you will understand how basically it works. So let's consider the title. So div left h1 fs22 text. So what does this mean? So if I just right click the title and inspect element, you see like div class left h1 with the class fs22, so which I did here. So div dot left, which is the class name, div the tag name, h1 the tag name again, fs22 the class name, and then we want to extract the text. And as far as we have the only element we're just using this get method. And all the same basically for all the other elements regarding this address, price, agent, link, and all this stuff. Somewhere we need to split the data and get the very last element, like right in here. Somewhere we need to remove the unnecessary characters, and this is kind of it. And also within the full description we're using this kind of multiple elements joining into one, and so on. So yeah, like also here is a list of exceptions. So we're trying to extract the price description if available. The price description is this kind of text, so it's not available everywhere. We're trying to extract that. So if that is possible, then we'll just get in that basically. And then what else? So text value to price description is available, and we're saying, so if the price description is not none, then features price should be, so we price description replacing the new lines by nothing, just to make it prettier, and replacing all the stuff again and again. And then finally we're making string concatenations where we are concatenating the price description with the price itself. Then we go into handle the missing coordinates, so trying to extract the coordinate links. So here, as far as the coordinates themselves are available within the div right, the a tag with a block class name, and it has the image inside with the attribute source, and we're getting the only element there, and splitting by this question mark. -1 is the very last element, which stands for all the URL string query parameters, and then we are actually making converting this URL query string parameters using the URL lib.parse query string, this one, to the type of Python dictionary, and the chord links now starts to be a Python dictionary. So we're extracting the chord lengths latitude and longitude, and assign these values to features latitude and longitude respectively. And in case if that is not available, we just pass in the empty values there. And if this fails, we also need to make an exception and pass empty values to longitude and latitude features as well. Now, next thing to consider, we need to fix the floor area value. So it's not always correct because the square fit selector shares different types of data. So it's not always the floor area, but might be something else. So this line ensures that we're always getting the correct square floor area basically. Here is the bulk description if it can't be parsed. So yeah, we just what are we doing here? Yeah, we just storing the bare HTML if we can't parse the description really. I've got to rewrite this part, but as far as it just kind of works pretty nicely already, we'll just leave it as is and extract floor plan URL if available. Well, literally what this claims. So just extracts the image source of the floor plan selector, and the file name, as you already seen we did. So well, I could have actually make it in here, but I didn't for some reason. Well, that's pretty rare code. In the later scrapers I did this in a more structured way, but still, as far as it works, I will use this kind of code. And finally, we're writing our file to so-called JSON L, which stands for JSON line format. So we're opening the file name we've already specified over in here, and passed through the media using the media container first to parse links, and then from parse links to parse listings. And here finally we're getting our file name, and we're running to the path of this output folder, followed by the name respectively of the file itself. We're specifying the indentation and delimitering the data by the new line to make it easier to parse, to make it actually possible to parse during it serves as the source for the machine learning routine pipelines. Okay guys, so I think this is it for this video. So again, let me show you the full code of parse listings, so you can just pause the video and type it. But I really I discourage you of doing this. It would be better if you just try to extract the data yourselves. So we might leave this as an exercise. And I have really numerous tutorials explaining how exactly to extract this data, showing the videos showing how exactly extract this data. So in this particular project, the interesting part was actually to find finding these solutions along the way, trying to decide which way to take, and eventually we did build a scraper in absolutely different manner compared to what I was how I supposed to do this initially, and I think this works now perfectly well. So okay guys, I hope you like this tutorial. This is kind of really real world freelance project. I will now just check up the code one more time to make sure everything works properly, and create an email, compose an email and send this to my client, and wait for the next instructions basically. And of course hope to get paid for this job as well as always. Okay, so this is it from my side, and I wish you all the best guys in this tough coronavirus times. So keep calm, everything's gonna be just fine. So until next time, and take care.